Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Thursday, January 12, 2023. Stand up for your country. Getting harder to do that because it's so chaotic, but we have to do it. Stand up for your country. Now, it has not been a good 12 days, the first 12 days of 2023 for President Biden. So today, did you see it? Did you see the announcement of a new special counsel? How many of those? We have 18 now? Going to look into the Biden document thing? Now, we have the inside story on that. You're going to appreciate it. But I have to do the talking points memo because I prepared this especially for you. I'm going to do that first on immigration. Then we'll get into the Biden documents, which is an amazing story. And I don't use that word as a cliche. It really is. All right, talking points memo. Let's talk about legal immigration to the USA. We always say that if you're listening and watching the No Spin News, good to have a pen and paper because you can use this information. So in the whole world, the United States is the second most generous nation on legal immigration. Second. Who's first? Germany. Germany takes in 1.2 legal immigrants every year. We take in 1 million. Now, Germany is mostly from the Middle East, North Africa, to do domestic work that the Germans won't do themselves, okay? So we take in 1 million here, immigrants, legally every year. That means they get papers, they get the right to work, all of that. Illegally, under Biden, we have about between 5 and 6 million that have come in under him. I'll get to that in a moment, but I want to give you the legal stats. So to get here legally, you have to go through a process. You have to apply. And in 4 years, from 18 to 21, all right, more than 3 million people have gone through that process and are now here. Overall, 34 million foreign nationals live legally in the United States. And about half of them have become American citizens. All right, 34 million. That doesn't count illegal aliens, okay, which I estimate between 15 and 18 million. All right, so that's a lot of folks. We're taking a lot of folks in, but we should take more. So Congress should pass a new immigration quota of 1.5 million, half of them by merit, people that the United States needs, all right, to do business or academics or whatever it may be, and half on refugee status. What is that? Like the Afghans who helped us, coming over, the Iraqis who helped us, various people in various countries who have contributed to the benefit of the United States, and now they might be in some trouble. That's refugees. That's different from asylum. Okay, asylum is a totally different thing. All right, and that is a case by case where a judge makes the decision. But Congress can say, we'll take 1.5 million, half merit, half refugees. I think that's generous, and we can control that number here. It doesn't set off demographic chaos like this massive wave of illegal immigration does. So the border is not going to get any better under Biden because, as I've said, probably too much, and I apologize if I'm repetitive, President Biden doesn't care about this at all. All right, it's way too complicated for him. He's afraid of the progressive left who wants open borders. Everybody knows that. Okay, so he's not going to do anything. And when he went to El Paso, he didn't want to be there. He didn't do anything there. It's a whole charade. So Biden's got 2 more years in office. Nothing's going to get better at the border. But if you ask his press secretary about that, here's what you get. Go.
Look, the president has been doing the work. And if you think about the record funding, he has done more than any prior president to secure the border and build a safe, orderly, and humane immigration system.
Well, I don't think there's one American, not one, who believes that statement. Now, is she lying? Yes. It's not misleading. It's not spinning. She's lying. All right. So Donald Trump, for example, tried to build a border wall. and was successful in his Remain in Mexico policy. He did 1,000 times more to control illegal immigration than Joe Biden, 1,000 times more. Yet that woman has the unmitigated gall to get up there and go, no, Biden's done more than any other president. It's just a flat out lie. All right? But she gets away with it. I mean, I understand that. But if when she comes on, I have my producers listen to her. I just can't. I can't even listen to her. Because I know that this is not an honest venue here. The White House press office is not an honest venue. Period. Not honest. Now, you can make the same argument for the Trump people and the Bush people and the Obama people. They were spinners. That's what they do. Okay. But a lie like that, come on, that's insulting. That insults me. All right, illegal immigration. So the only solution other than the big wall and telling people, if you come here illegally and we catch you and send you back and you do it again, you're banned for life. If it's a third time, you go to prison. That should be a law. Okay? You cross our border, we send you back. Okay? If you come back again, you're banned for life. You get sent back again. Come back a third time, you're in prison, 5 years. All right? We'll build them, immigration prisons. Okay, that's it. So that would put a real damper on people conning the system, gaming the system, which is what they're doing now. Everybody knows that. Okay? So then you'll get from the left, well, we need comprehensive immigration reform. It's impossible. Because the Democratic Party wants total amnesty for everybody. You heard Senator Schumer say that. Said flat out, every single person, even the criminals, they want amnesty and citizenship for all 18 million of them, whatever the number may be. Republicans are never going to do that. And even when the Democrats control both houses of Congress and had President Obama sitting there, they didn't get that. They didn't do that. And the Republicans are never going to compromise until you put up a wall, a border wall, and have a secure southern border. They're never going to give one person the right to come here until that's done. So the gulf, the breach between the two parties is so big, you're never going to get it. It's never going to happen. Okay, so forget about comprehensive immigration reform. Now, Congressman Pat Fallon, Texas, filed impeachment against the ICE leader, Mayorkas, all right? Secretary of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. There's Mayorkas. Fallon wants him impeached for high crimes and misdemeanors. This is not wise because Mayorkas is a flunky, all right? He's a flunky. That's enough of him. We know what he looks like. All right, he just takes orders from, it's Biden. If you want to impeach somebody, it's got to be him. I'm not recommending that at this point because I want to see what this Hunter Biden stuff leads to first. But if you violate immigration law, which Joe Biden is, by allowing people to apply for asylum when they get caught in the desert instead of going to ports of entry, which the law specifically says you want asylum in the United States, you got to go to a port of entry. And there's a ton of them on the southern border. Ton of them. But the people now, they're caught in the desert by ICE and they go, oh, I want asylum. And Biden's permitting that. That's a violation of federal law, a violation of its constitutional oath. You can get them on that. But Mayorkas, why bother? I know it's symbolic. I understand that. But everybody knows what it is. So summing up, we should be a little bit more generous in allowing legal immigrants in here, 1.5 million. It has to be done on an orderly basis, refugees and merit. And on illegal immigration, we got to get tough. But Biden won't, and that's the memo. Now, so there's more documents. This time they find them in Biden's garage in Delaware. And he goes, well, I got my Corvette locked up in that garage, so don't worry about the documents. That was what Biden said. Okay, and so there's a special counsel. Another one. Remember Durham? Durham's still on a payroll. What's Durham doing? He was supposed to get to the bottom of all this FBI corruption and everything. What is that? It's one after the other of special counsels. Aye. Okay, so the new guy is Robert Hur, 50 years old, New York City born, Harvard College, Stanford Law School, swamp creature, special assistant to FBI Chief Christopher Wray, assistant U.S. attorney, on and on. You know, he's an establishment guy. I guess he's competent. I don't know him. But he's a special counsel looking into Biden's documents. But here's the thing about this whole story. It's not being reported accurately. Or is it? All presidents wind up with classified documents in their offices, private offices, after they leave the White House. All of them. Because they don't pack it. Trump didn't pack it. Biden didn't pack it. There are people throwing stuff in. All right? And here's what Biden said this morning about this whole thing. Go.
The Department of Justice was immediately, as was done, the Department of Justice was immediately notified, and the lawyers arranged for the Department of Justice to take possession of the document. So we're going to see all this unfold. I'm confident.
Okay, fine, but you didn't tell the public. Okay, so this happened before the midterm election, as we reported yesterday. And we didn't find out about this till last week, January 12th. I'm sorry, it wasn't January 12th. It was the documents in Biden's Wilmington home were January 12th. We didn't find out about this until about 10 days ago when CNN reported it, NBC reported something like that. So for a solid 2 months, the Biden administration kept it quiet. Covered it up? Sure. So Joe Biden said, oh, we immediately told the Department of Justice and the documents, and you didn't tell us. You work for us. You didn't tell us because you didn't want that out before the midterm vote. And that's why. That's the story. The cover-up. The old cliche, it's not the crime, it's the cover-up. Here you go. Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. I want to tell you about GhostBed. GhostBed has been designing high-quality sleep products for more than 2 decades with more than 50,000 positive customer reviews. Wow. GhostBed has luxury mattresses and premium sheets that get softer with every wash. Their mattresses have a cooling feature. Each is made with their signature Ghost Ice fabric, perfect for hot sleepers. Get fast and free shipping, plus a 101-night sleep trial with free returns. Trying their mattress is truly risk-free. So please go online, take their quiz to find out the ideal mattress for your sleeping style. Get 30% off GhostBed mattresses plus 2 free luxury pillows, or get 40% off when you bundle a mattress with their award-winning adjustable base. Use promo code BILL at ghostbed.com/bill to take advantage of this fabulous offer. That's ghostbed.com/bill, promo code BILL. Let's go to the mail. Philip, spending millions to fix the airline computer system to keep Americans safe is what the government is supposed to do with my money, not flush it away on climate change boondoggles and jogging trails in Georgia. Right on. That's a good letter, Philip. Kathleen, I cannot believe the House bill to remove $70 billion from the budget was nayed by the Democrats. Are they not thinking of the U.S. citizens, or are they foolishly thinking it won't affect taxpayers making less than $400,000? It's about government control, Kathleen. The progressive left, the Democratic Party wants big government to tell you what you can and can't do, and that goes for money. You get all those IRS agents all over you, okay? That's what they want. William Nelson, Prosser, Washington. When I was a kid back in the 50s and 60s, we all knew there were poor people, homeless, out of work folks, but we didn't see them. Now you see tents lined up in most large cities throughout the country. My question is, where have all these homeless folks come from? They've come from your neighborhood, William. They come from everywhere. Most of them are drug addicted. If you are addicted to hard drugs, you can't hold a job. You can't have a house because you can't pay the rent or mortgage. And so you find yourself destitute and you go where other drug addicts go. You conjure together. And so they've decided to go to San Francisco where they're paid $1,000 a month by the city, and they spend it on heroin and fentanyl, whatever, meth, and then more and more and more and more come. That's what happens. George DeLuna, Berkeley Heights, New Jersey. For Boebert and Getz, who stood alone on principle, you should understand that, O'Reilly. If they truly believe that Kevin McCarthy should not be Speaker, they shouldn't vote for him. You may be right when you say they are rock stars among a very small sliver of Americans, but it is that sliver that will bring us back to sanity. Well, George, look, I'm all for voting your conscience, but there comes a point whether you destroy the party that you're part of or not. And that point was reached by Boebert and Gates. And as far as that sliver bring us back to sanity, only if you persuade the majority. And believe me, Gates and Boebert are not persuading the majority of Americans. They have lost almost all credibility. Sharon Wright, Cocoa, Florida. Since I don't trust information coming from the net, can you give us a history lesson on our immigration laws? I don't have real time for that, but I understand your dilemma. So in the early part of America's development, we needed all the immigrants we could get, all right, because of the westward expansion, and there was no, you got here, you're here, no paperwork. Then in the 19th century, when my people came over from Ireland, all right, my mother's side came over 3 ships after the Mayflower. That's how early they came. There's no paper, but you signed a paper, okay, and you were here. But that was it. Then in the 19th century and the 20th century, structures started to be put into place, but only after, all right, the government expanded, income tax was voted in, the government got bigger, and then it had to know who was here. The modern day immigration changed with Ronald Reagan, who gave everybody amnesty in the trade-off that we were going to secure the border. Well, everybody got amnesty in the 80s, all the foreign nationals, but no border security. That was Reagan's fault. Reagan should have followed through on that. And now we have chaos. So there's your history lesson. Steve Prest, Middleburg Heights, Ohio. My wife and I are traveling on a long planned 30th anniversary to Hawaii, and we got hammered by the collapse of the computer. You missed our first day and maybe more. Lines for airline customer service are miles long. I know you can't drive to Hawaii, and Hawaii is a beautiful place to go. I love Hawaii. But if you can drive, drive. Ruth, I love the Smart Life tips on nutrition. Chris, I have been following your no sugar suggestions for several months. Even through the Christmas holidays, I feel much better. Okay. Greg Nunley, Louisville, Kentucky. I have followed you for years, O'Reilly. Thank you for your honest commentary. It is not found elsewhere. That's what we do here. We give you stuff you'll find nowhere else. Okay, so I hope you go to the Bill O'Reilly store. It helps us out. We got to pay our people, and we pay them well. And pick up some no-spin mugs. Stand Up for Your Country mugs. Pick up, please, my still best-selling book, Killing the Legends, number 13 last Sunday on the New York Times. It's amazing. It really is. You'll love the book. Pick it up. Become a premium or concierge member on BillO'Reilly.com. Get that book or any of my other tomes free. Free, free, free. Want to write to me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Word of the day, don't be a mooncalf. MOONCALF, mooncalf. Back with a final thought on Jack Nicholson in a moment. Inflation at its highest level in 40 years. Interest rates skyrocketing. We all know that. Market experts like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, not only predict a recession, but are using scary terms like economic hurricane and unprecedented. So you need to call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Please call them today, and they will have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers, are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Okay, so here's the final thought of the day. There's a tabloid called the Daily Mail, the worst. Just the lowest. I don't have enough adjectives, okay? So it writes a piece on Jack Nicholson, who's 85 years old, and it says that he's losing it and his life is terrible, on and on and on and on. It's disgusting. All right, so Nicholson, as you know, has won 3 Oscars for Best Actor. He's probably one of the top 5 actors of all time, American actors of all time. So I know this article is bull because I visited Jack Nicholson a few months ago, and I was at his house, and I had a long conversation with him. And he follows the No Spin News very closely, and he had all kinds of very intelligent questions for me, and I've been friends with him for decades. And he is 85, okay, but he's more intellectually nimble than the President of the United States, I'll tell you that. So when I see this kind of stuff, you know, it's really horrible because people believe it. But I thought for Jack's sake, I'd set the record straight. I hope he doesn't mind. But he's a good guy, smart guy. And every time I talk to him, I learn a tremendous amount, which is really my litmus test, you know, for people. I want to learn what they've experienced. So anyway, Jack Nicholson, hang tough out there in Los Angeles. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News Sunday column at noon. We'll see you again on Monday. Bill O'Reilly here for Lone Star Transfer. Many timeshare owners are upset that their yearly dues continue to increase, and the annual fees never stop, even after you quit using the property. So if you are stuck in a timeshare, you're not alone. With an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau and hundreds of 5-star testimonials, family-owned Lone Star Transfer is the only company you can trust, guaranteeing the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. Lone Star Transfer's customer service is second to none. They will make your experience a pleasant one, done legally, ethically, and quickly. They have 15 years of experience in the timeshare disposal business and are here to help you. So start the new year off right with a free, no-obligation consultation. Call 855-551-7066 or go to LoneStarTransfer.com. 855-551-7066.